19 degrees with light snow and fog. This hazardous weather out.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the KB Weather Center here. Caleb Beesing here back in the KB Weather Studio. I'm kind of being redundant there. I need to figure out a better way to make my intros, don't I? But hello, everybody. We're going to go ahead and hop right into another situation we're going to see going on here as the day progresses on. So we still have a bunch of snow coming in, and just like I said, we've already gotten another inch or two. Pretty sure the last time I checked, we had another inch, so we're approaching 3 inches. We had 2 inches yesterday. We're approaching 3 inches. We could get up to 4 inches today, maybe 5 inches of total snowfall in general, because we all know none of the snow has melted at all since yesterday. So let's go ahead and take a look at your SPC graph here. Today, severe hail outlook, absolutely nothing. Severe weather outlook in general, nothing at all, because, well, it's mainly winter. But tornado outlook, 0. And the wind outlook as well, yep, that's a 0. So let's go ahead and check your 7-day outlook here. Today, we're going to expect snow. High is 30 degrees Fahrenheit, and the low today is 12, or not, tonight is 12. Tomorrow, or no, this is not updated yet, so excuse me. I forget I always have to update this. So, hello? 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 There we go, okay. So, please let this load here. So, what we're going to see today, light snow is likely, although we have been seeing some heavier snow in some places, especially here in the Lincoln area for at least a bit. High today is going to be 23 degrees Fahrenheit. Tonight's going to be 7 degrees Fahrenheit. Tomorrow we're going to see partly sunny skies right at the freezing mark there at 32 degrees Fahrenheit, and then the low is 24 degrees Fahrenheit. Wednesday, mostly cloudy with a high again 32, so that's freezing, and then the low will be below freezing at -8 degrees Fahrenheit. Well below freezing. That's kind of going into Arctic temperatures there, so we'll keep an eye on that. Thursday, high is 17 degrees Fahrenheit, sunny, and the low is 11 degrees Fahrenheit. Friday, we could see partly sunny skies with a high of 31 degrees Fahrenheit, and then the low later that night is going to be 19 degrees Fahrenheit, 34, mostly cloudy on Saturday next weekend. And then the low then is going to be around 12 degrees Fahrenheit later that night. Sorry about that. Sunday, we're going to expect partly sunny skies with a high of 20 degrees Fahrenheit, and the low will be 10 degrees Fahrenheit later that night. So, really, today we could have a chance of seeing a possible school closure, but that's going to be all depending on what they decide later that night. So, we'll definitely see on what's going to happen there. But let's go ahead on the other scale. Let's see the sky cams across the highways across Nebraska. Seeing a lot of snow, seeing a lot of flurries on the cameras. So definitely not lighting up whatsoever out there. Here's the cam at the bridge. Seems we got some snow plows out there trying to get the snow, and it does look like most of the snow on the highways is kind of down, but that's mainly because we have a lot of snow plows. We have a lot of people driving on the road, so that's a lot of melted snow already just from tire friction there. So we got a lot of traffic all across the road here. Being careful, hopefully. I don't see any ice on there, but you should still be watching out for the possible ice and a bunch of snow. You can still see, yeah, look, see that lane there? That's all that shiny stuff. That's either snow that looks like it's shiny or that's ice. So we need to be careful there, because especially from here on these low quality cameras, I can't really see. So you just really need to be watching out there. Let's go ahead and take a look at what's going on outside the studio here. Got a lot of snow going on. So that's pretty much what we've been seeing. Let me move this up here just so you can see the full cam. We're actually going to compress that so you can see mainly more of the whole image here. Maybe that'll do some better stuff for us. Now, it is very hard to see because this camera is old and it's also sunny out. And since this camera that we're using outside is mainly a 350 resolution camera instead of our 1080p resolution cameras that I have here in the inside, which it's still in the inside, it's just in the window. But This is the only camera I would use for Skycam, but you can definitely see, look at all those snowflakes coming down. You can definitely see all the white on top of the building. So it's definitely still snowing pretty good here at the Lincoln studio. So we'll definitely keep an eye on that. But otherwise, let's go ahead and take a look at your radar. This is what we're seeing on the radar at this current time. Looks like, yeah, still got some snow. Looks like it's about to end soon, but let's go ahead and check KUEX radar, see where it's going. Still have another range, still have stuff forming here. This is probably not even what we're mainly looking at here. If you give me a second, I can go look at our... Why are you over there and not in my headset? I don't understand. Let's go ahead and go look at WeatherWise, though. Instead, I might switch back to WeatherWise for a bit until we get our new radars working. So let me just open up WeatherWise, and we'll go ahead and switch your feed over to that. Yeah, there we go. So let's go ahead and go straight over here. So this is what we're seeing at this current time. Let's go ahead and tune in on that radar. Yeah, still seeing the same thing. So that's just mainly what we're going to be seeing, in the matter of fact, for a minute. But yeah. So according to the radar, though, it seems it's going to happen for at least another couple of minutes. Let's see how fast it's moving. It is moving fairly slow. Either that or my radar is just moving at a very slow rate. Let me speed up our loop speed. Yeah, still kind of moving pretty slow. So I'd expect this to maybe, and it looks like it's developing more from what I'm seeing. That green in this case would also still be snow. So in this case, it looks like a new storm is developing over Lincoln. So we might see a couple more snow showers here, but we can definitely see Columbus, Schuyler, Central City, St. Paul, Norfolk, Pierce, Wayne, and then Fremont, Blair, Omaha, Papillion, Bellevue, Plattsmouth, Nebraska City, Auburn, Falls City, Beatrice, Fairbury is almost done, Crete's almost done, Lincoln and Waverly, and then all the other towns like Malcolm, Hallam, all these towns in between in Lancaster County. But we definitely saw a lot of snow over the course of this weekend, so definitely going to watch out as we go into later tonight. We're going to watch to see if we get that snow day call here in the Lincoln area, at least through LPS. If there is a school closure, I'll go ahead and I'll have it display as a closure up top here. I'm going to try and get school closures working, or some sort of closure API that'll, if there's any closings, it will either show on the bottom alert bar or the top bar. I'm still thinking about that. But otherwise, this is really all I really have to show at this time. So we'll definitely keep you posted for what's going to happen right now. But otherwise, thank you all for tuning in, and I'll go ahead and put you back to regular scheduled programming. And if you're watching on the YouTube channel or on the YouTube video on the DVR that I'm about to post here, you can definitely tune into 24/7 weather. We're covering this live as the winter weather happens. There is a weather alert day, as you saw at the top bar there just before I switched over, for winter weather. This is now the second day I've activated it. We did have it activate on Saturday as well because of the intense stuff, especially going around all around the nation. It's happening, especially if you're in the northeast portion of the United States. You're seeing a bunch of snow, especially if you're in Michigan, Wisconsin, Indiana, Illinois, Iowa, all those areas. Kind of in that pocket, we're seeing a bunch of winter weather and a bunch of blizzards. Those are definitely getting school called off over there. But we'll keep you tuned in tonight. So around 7 o'clock is when they have the meeting for deciding if we're going to have school closures. So we'll definitely start tuning in around then. And if we get an email, we will definitely put it up there on the school closures, at least if I get a program. So thank you all for tuning in, and I will definitely see you in the next one. Thank you, everybody, for watching. And, well, bye.